Hello, everybody. You have to give me a few minutes, please. Maybe I'll wait. Let's see. Do it. Should I do a desktop no webcam? Okay. So sounds up. I'm just putting this message up temporarily, just because I need to post this to Discord, to X communities. I only have 3 of them that I post in, and a couple of IRC channels. So if you wouldn't mind, give me a few moments. We will start with the X communities. Redot engine community. Okay, so I need actually need to copy this. Copy. No, maybe I'll do it. Hold on a second. Here, I'm gonna copy this one. Copy. How come it doesn't ever refresh when I want it to? Okay. For some reason now it's just saying tweet all the time. I don't get it. I don't know why it keeps saying tweet. Everyone can reply. How come there's a that's weird. How come the checkbox isn't there to post to the rest of everybody? Everyone can reply. That's really weird. Okay. We're on 281. 281 part 1. Live now. Part 2. Okay, so it's 11:30. It's gonna be 2.5 hours, right? 11:30 to 1, then to 2. 2.5 hours. In about 2.5 hours. Starting on chapters 15 and 16, which has to do with rescuing. This is an very values. How am I doing on the amount of characters? Okay, and then well, shoot. Okay, actually, this is good. Copy. Just a second. Link here. Okay, at the end of the link, I'm gonna put these here. Ooh, just within 2 characters. That's okay. Wait, 28. What? What's I think 292? 281. Not 292 yet. Not 280. I see. I was one thing over. I find that these days my fingering for the keyboard is always off now. Anyways, okay, good, good, good. And then we're gonna copy this. Copy. How come there isn't the thing that says, um, it says paste it to, what is it, to your timeline or whatever? I guess either automatically goes to my timeline or they don't do that at all. So if I went with my profile, is this guy, replies, posts, right. How come? Okay, that's weird. Everything is going weird. I wonder if I paste the same thing just directly to my timeline. Oh, right. If I just paste it exactly as is, I'm gonna do that. So it'll be double. Huh. That's interesting. So, okay, that's very interesting. I wonder if I can post this to another community without it affecting the other. So I could post the exact same post. Okay, paste. I'm going to see. It might just squawk and say you already did that, but we'll see because this is just posting now to indie games. Oops, you already said that. And that's kind of interesting. Huh. We'll say is live instead of live now. Is live post. Okay, so that means I still can't do that. And then paste. Say is live now. Here we go. Post. So now if to refresh on my, I'm not verified yet because I'm not spending money to get verified. Now that's interesting. Okay, well, that's okay. Let's go back to my notification page. Okay, I'm done with that. Then, hey John. Yeah, I'm technically here, but I gotta I have to post to the Discords and whatever. I do that every Monday. I used to do it every weekday or every time I was streaming. Maybe. Well, actually, I probably would have. I would have just beforehand, but I had to use the bathroom, and I don't know. It's a bunch of stuff. So, um, I always don't think of doing it beforehand, even though I could. I always think I have to do it when I'm live, and I think today was just because I was late. So, yeah, it's not a big deal. It's not like there's a lot of people watching this right now. So, once I get things like going and whatever, um, there shouldn't be any wait as far as this goes. I mean, I don't normally do this. It's just because today I'm especially late, like later, more late than other times. So let's go ahead and let's take this other crap out. I don't need these hashtags because hashtags were for Twitter. Okay. Control C. But you're right, I could have done this before time. This is going to take very long now. It takes kind of long on X because I can't post the same thing, exact same thing, to each different community that I'm in there. And what in the world is going on here? Okay. Just a second. Gamedev, Streaming Senpai, Streaming, and Redot self promo. Oh, I should react to this. I'd give him another heart there. 64 by 63 pixel art character animations are pretty good. Okay, let's go back to desktop here. And here I'll show you this guy in Redot. See these cool pixel arts? Okay. I'm just gonna hide that back on my other screen. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna get to business here. Starting on a new story arc. Well, I mean, technically, they're all part of the same story arc, but we have a couple of things of cleanup, you might say, before the big battle happens, which is the vacation princesses and the fairy godmothers, the would-be fairy godmothers. Both of them are trapped. In fact, both of them are trapped in Fairy God College. Hold on, my mouth. Fairy God College. Okay, Princess Prep. Okay, I get it. Yeah. Fairy God College. They're actually hiding the princesses in there. In fact, they're trapping them in enchanted books. And let's see. Okay, so let's pull up El Graco. I wonder if I shouldn't. Okay. I think I'll start a new conversation for chapters 15 and 16. And here, let's expand this full screen first. They don't say it, but here, let's go ahead and hide that. That's fine for right now. Adventure Game Development Roadmap is the name of this conversation. So I'm going to see if it can look at the conversation because it was able to look at past conversations. I was able to get it to do that on the other account, my other account, and on the free version. So it should be able to do it here, but we're going to see. We're going to start a new conversation here in the project. Okay. Resort. Game. Adventure game. Starting today, Monday, March 30th, 20. Oops, 26. How? Okay. We're not in the middle of chapter 11. I'm not sure why you think that. Uh, okay. Firstly, I want to ask you if you can look in the chat within this project called Tour Library Adventure Game Development Roadmap from 2 days ago. That's weird because other times you're able to look into previous conversations as long as I asked for it. At least that's what I thought had happened, because sometimes you seem to have some context um, in most chats. Of course, that was using my personal account, free tier, whereas this is a family account. And the chats were not part of the project. Should at least be able to access all conversations within a single project. Now I can't access previous within. Okay, give me a moment here. Is there a way to actually download a whole conversation rather than just copying a particular response? Well, I could do a straight up manual copy paste. I was thinking there was a way to do this I could save that as a file in personal files, and you wouldn't probably use up tokens reading it, only when I ask for something. At least as I understand it. Uh, that way, as long as at least I understand it. That way, as long as the text is no more than about 15K characters, you would have access to the previous conversations. That is a solid plan for keeping context without bringing turbulence in every message. Yes, a full conversation. You can paste the whole thing there, here as one block. Um, I mean actually saving it to a file and then uploading it as part of the personal files. If I pasted the whole thing in here, it would pretty much take up all the tokens it did in the actual original conversation. Even if I only limited it to 15K characters. Still consume even employment. Fortunately, there's no way for me to directly access or read file. Well, the other thing I said, because of the way you accessed my other docs, you can see them. So I save the combo as a text file. Good. Make sure it's split up properly, and then upload the personal files, and you can then refer to it. That's dumb. How can that be when I didn't even tell you about the chapter? So weird. Chapter underscore MD files. You just were able to access at least the file names from the sources, aka personal files. So you can clearly do that. Or maybe you're just not under... Or maybe I'm not making myself clear. Right. I can see the file names, full contents for the duration of the specific conversation. I did not magically pull them from some personal file storage. They were explicitly provided in your verse message. No, they weren't. I did not provide anything in this chat. you just read them from the sources section. Whether or not you actually ingest them into the conversation, which I happen to think only anything relevant I ask you. Is another conversation. In the very first message in this conversation, you did attach. I did not attach. It's possible that the way the website works, that it attached the files to this conversation, but I did not paste or upload them. They have been there for a few days now. That's very interesting. It kind of doesn't even know what it can do or what it's doing or whatever. That still shows that the some of the different stuff it does is separate. They talk about multimodal, right? Where it's can able to do images, or it can do analyze text, or it can do this, that, and the other thing. Uh, they somehow need to do it as a kind of like a unified thing. Multimodal means you go into different modes depending on the context or the content you're dealing with. It shouldn't be multimodal. It should be how should it be? It shouldn't be modal at all in the sense. In other words, it shouldn't have to go into a mode to retrieve files and then come back to the regular deal. It should just. I mean, I don't know how that would work programmatically. I'm not really a I don't know much about AI, but now it's I don't know. It's having problems now, and I'm wasting time, aren't I? Attachment couldn't be loaded. That's funny. Wow. Wow. Deleting the. I'm just gonna delete this conversation here. Okay. Um. And control resort. Make that ensure again. We're continuing after having finished chapter 13 a couple of days ago, and 14 was already finished, and now I'm dealing with chapters 15 and 16, which are part of the same arc. Today is Monday, March 30th, 2026, and it's a few minutes past noon. checks to deal with the princess to find a mate. Princess plus count. Bat handbag head to princess prep. No direct limited fairy god college with password. Infiltration. Princess throws the handbag with count into a box. She's taken to the library. She opens the book, sucked inside, book trap. Count barely escapes incinerator, hides in shadows. Ends on a tent setup for the library rescue. Strengths. Good parallel character threads. The Count's bat form adds light-hearted contrast to the stakes. Deal with the princesses gives them clear motivation. The password entry and book sucking feel abrupt. The incinerator escape is narrow, but works as a cliffhanger. John finds a good book. Core flow. Direct continuation and payoff. Count follows a girl into the library, sees her get sucked into a book, confirms the trap mechanism for the princess. Count reports back to Hubert and John. Full team assault. Hubert, now with restored magic, forces injury, frees the vacation fairy godmothers, and retrieves the trap books. Rescue sequence. John enters the book to free Karen. Sir William plus men enter the other books to rescue the remaining princesses. Count meets a vampire princess. His mate set up. Roland Jr. tells Hubert he and his dad will rally the dwarves and gnomes. Roland leaves. Actually, it's to go to back to the giants, go back to Dad's people to help them, because we've already rescued the dwarves, and but it's still fine. But crowd gathers in courtyard. Hubert briefs everyone. And they form battle plans. Strengths and satisfying rescues, multi-character payoff, clear momentum toward the finale. Vampire Princess Mate reveal is a nice character button for the Count. The library assault feels a bit hand-wavy. Hubert forces their way in with full magic. The book rescue logistics could use a tighter description. How exactly does John go into the book? He opens it up and he's sucked right in. That's how it works. But that's okay. Functions as a strong rescue and regroup. Diptych. I say diptych instead of triptych. Or triptych. Diptych? Anyways. Before the climax in 17 and 18. Pacing feels solid. Short decision points earlier. Give more linear. Okay. So each of the story beats in 15 and 16 are delimited by an empty line. Delimited. I feel like I should conform at least to what I've been doing lately, which is consolidating them into 4 beats per chapter. Does this look doable? You don't have to do any grouping yourself. I'll just go ahead and do that myself. But you could tell me, does it look like I can put them into 4 beats for each chapter? The current beat separated by empty fell naturally in 4 solid groupings without forcing anything. Return to hotel. Okay, that's right. Lobby planning session. Travel. Infiltration. Password entry. Handbag. Box separation. Princess sucked into book. Count's narrow escape from the incinerator, hiding in the shadows. This one's even tighter. Already sits comfortably at about 4 beats. Count follows girl in the library. Witnesses book trap. Confirms what happened to Princess. Count reports back. Team returns, and Hubert forces entry, frees fairy godmothers, and retrieves books. John enters the book to rescue Karen. Sir William Ben rescue the others. Roland Jr. Courier gathering. Plus Hubert's battle briefing. Okay. Okay. Okay, thanks. Give a few moments. Not that it matters to it. Okay, good, good, good. So, let us eat cake. Let us eat cake. Uh, a little dumb little note, and because it's probably not the exact correct line, but um, the okay, so let him eat cake thing is Marie Antoinette when there were her and a bunch of other like royals and whatever nobles and stuff were had all this like all this food and stuff, and it had something to do with the French people being so poor that they didn't have any food, and she didn't, I guess, didn't understand. Maybe she's an airhead, I don't know. And if they saying like if they run out of food, and I don't know what type of food, but run out of food, we'll let them eat cake. In other words, we got all this cake here. We can just they can just do that, because they don't have food, but they have cake, right? She didn't understand the whole thing of that they didn't have any food at all, and that what they were getting at was that all the nobles and the royalty were living on this kind of sumptuous fare, and while the citizens starve. And then at the end of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, the high school students are given their high school presentations, and one of them is this black girl, and I only say black girl because to differentiate her from these other guys, that were up there. Um, and then she says something like, "Well, let him eat cake, or let us eat cake." I always think of it that she said, "Let us eat cake," but she probably said, "Let them eat cake," because she was doing this historical thing about Marie Antoinette. I'm guessing is the idea, and so I'm like, "Let us eat cake," and I don't know why I just thought of that. I just thinking about dumb stuff. I always have a bunch of dumb stuff floating around in my head, and then and then there's another funny thing that's not related to anything at all. It's just Bill and Ted. The one he's I guess he's was supposed to be a jock or something, and he's giving his presentation at the end of Bill and Ted's, and when he couldn't think of anything else to say, he's like, "San Dimas High School football rules," and then he pumps his fist in the air and everybody cheers and stuff, like he said something really great or something. So I don't know. Whenever I'm watching something where somebody's giving a speech or something like that, that always pops into my head, and so I always shout it out when I'm watching anything. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just I don't know. It's hilarious to me. San Dimas High School football rules. Anyways, let's get back to the thing, right? Let's let's make some let's make some tracks here. It's too bad I couldn't get chapter 15 done today. I mean, I might still could. I don't know. Rook tends to think that I shouldn't force it because I was supposed to be done. I was supposed to be done at the end of last week, right? 2 more days here, in today and tomorrow for March. I'm supposed to be done with this now. That being said, I only have 4 chapters left, and if I could get on it, if I could just do one a day, I could still at least get done at the end of this week. We have some installers coming out, and I actually need to clean the house and stuff. And it would be great if I could finish this, and then when I finish this, if I would manage to do it this week, then I can take the next week off. And I might take a whole month off. I'm not sure. I haven't really decided yet. I keep thinking that I'll take a regular week off, so I can do stuff here at home, and then the rest of the month, we'll say the rest of the month of April, like it'd be like kind of a working break. In other words, um, I would not advertise. I would not come here at a certain time. But whenever I got the chance, if I wasn't outside actually doing like some yard work or something, um, I and Dad was napping, I would come in here, do my thing, and then also at night, uh, get in a few sessions whenever I'm up late enough, you know. But that's kind of contingent on a couple things. For instance, getting this, these 4 chapters done this week. I know I shouldn't be jibber jabbering. I should be working, but that's just I don't know. That's the way it works, I guess. I tend to jibber jabber a lot. So you know what? I didn't even put a okay. I don't know. Okay, so let's go to favorites. Let's go to. I'm just gonna open the. I'm gonna open the chapter 15 and 16 chapter files. Let's go into rooms. Let's go all the way down to here. We're gonna open these up. Open text editor, and then we're going to file new. We're going to take chapter 15, select all, copy, paste, then we're going to go to chapter 16, select all, copy, paste. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave the titles in. So no, I'm not gonna leave the title in either. That's right. Just gonna leave the chapter in here. Chapter 15. Oh, here, let's just do this. Chapter 15 is okay. And then we're gonna cut this one out. Delete. Okay. You're gonna have to forgive me. I'm gonna have to use the facilities again. Pardon me. Okay, sorry, I had to use the facilities. Okay, so yeah, I had to run out real quick. Okay, we're not painting the first room for a while, dude. And it's fine if you decide that it's too boring for you and you'll come back later. There's a couple of people that kind of suggested that they'll check in from time to time and until I have something visually interesting to do. So, uh, th- but there is one thing that I'm gonna do. Like I said, when I start working on the narrative pass, the narrative pass is gonna. I'm gonna do four segments. I'm gonna do uh 40 minutes each with a 5 minute in between, and one of the deals I'm gonna do is mapping. So that's a visual thing that you'll see. You'll see the mapping. Um, and then I'll do something art wise. I'm not sure exactly what. It might be just going to an AI and having it come up with like concept images and stuff. Okay, so I'll do that. Um, yeah, it'd be kind of a cool idea. I never thought about it. I had a see. I mean, I might could even do it in Blender, maybe. Um, if I can find a way of like mocking up a room or a location with like basic shapes, basic 3D shapes even, right? Let's say I use Blender, but it doesn't have to be Blender. Um, and I come up with a basic shape for the room, and then what I do is I take that and use AI image generator to generate an image based on that kind of basic blocking that I did, and then I could take that and do a paint over. I might could do that. I might would do that. I can show you an example now. It's gonna take me a lot of time to put that. I gotta finish this thing here first. This event pass thing. It's got to be completely done. It's got to be done before I get to work on that stuff. It's I don't know. It's just a thing that I got to finish. I started this. I got to finish this, right? Um, so and I'm hoping to finish it this week. If I can just kind of blitz this week, and go through and get these four chapters done, and then I can put it together into something and export it as a web game, put it up on like itch.io or something. Then uh, then I'll be at a point that I can stop, that I can redo everything, restart stuff, fix stuff. Like I said, I'm gonna need a break, not just because I need a break, not that I need a break from the game, but I need a break in order to. I mean, there's a ton of repairs on this house, and pretty much I'm the only one that's doing them because Dad has a hard time seeing some stuff, and there's certain things he can't do anymore, and so I have to do a lot of it. And so I'm planning on taking, like I said, I'm gonna do it like a month long. I'm gonna call it a working break because the the first week of that month of we'll assume April, even though it could be the next, could be May. I don't know. Um, I'll be completely off. I'll be just doing all kinds of stuff, cleaning up, moving stuff, fixing stuff, whatever we need to do here, and um, then the rest of the month, I'll still be doing that stuff. But like I said, whenever I get the chance, I'll pop in for an hour, do a little bit, and I'll just kind of do some basic stuff. Maybe some cleanup work, maybe some editing, maybe some sketching. Who knows? We'll see. That sort of thing. Anyways, let's go ahead and let's do this. Chapter 15. Okay. I actually didn't need all of that extra stuff. It's alright. Okay, and I don't need this extra stuff either. John finds a good book. Chapter 16. There we go. John finds a good book. And here we go. I might need to hit once to continue because I might do what I did on the other thing where I here, let's put a little marker in between here. That we're going to save it as. We're going to go to favorites. We're going to go to this. We're going to go to design documents, and I'm just going to here. Vacation princesses and would be fairy godmothers. .txt. Here we go. Okay. So let's see about putting these into a single. Since to here the princess, the count, and Hubert sit in the bathtub belfry. It's a deal. That. Okay. Okay, that looks. Oh, I see. I see what I did. I kind of screwed up. I put them into 3 instead of put it into 4. Okay, so let's do this differently. Let's do this. I'll probably put it in the same place, but let's just put all of these in here and then see if I can find figure out the logical place. They come into then they leave. They then leave. Okay, that's good. Now, can I break this up into 3 logicals? This side rescue the fairy godmothers and vacation princesses and start making plans. Hide in her handbag. Okay, so that's gonna be 1 right there. So this is all planned stuff here. Princess goes back to Princess Prep, sees a note on the door. The note says go to Fairy God College. Still, bat still in her handbag, starts towards Fairy God College with the password. Then when she has to throw her bag into a box. Okay, that's like a cliffhanger, but that's fine. Honestly, throwing her bag into a box should actually be part of the next. Okay, so this looks okay, I guess. Let's do this, and we're gonna do the same thing with it. I'm gonna remove the spaces, and then I'm gonna regroup them into 4 groups, 4 proper groups. The Count then spots a girl going into the library and follows her. The Count stops at the door as the library closes and then peeks in the windows. The Count then sees the girl being sucked into a book and figures this must be what happened to the princess. The Count makes it back to Hubert and John. Okay, so that's a natural one there. Hubert and John and the Count go back to Fairy God College. With Hubert's full magic, they force their way in. As soon as they release the vacation fairy godmothers and go and get the books, they then leave to go back to the Count's hotel. Okay, that's the second one. Back to the Bats and Belfry, John goes into the books to bring Karen out. They instruct Sir William and his men to go into the rest of the books and retrieve the rest of the vacation princesses. They'll meet back at the lobby. Okay. Real Vampire Princess. Okay. Okay, so that's that, and then this is just sort of a kind of a wrap up. In the library, Roland Jr. tells Hubert him and his dad are going to get the help of And I should have said Roland's dad's people. How about the Giants? Giants in the north. We'll say like that. Roland leaves the hotel. Um, Here, we'll just say it like this. Oh, that's right. His dad was. Oh, I think I'd already said that his dad's name was actually Roland also. So he's actually technically Roland Jr. Um, Anyways, Roland tells Hubert um, Roland tells Hubert that him and his dad will go and enlist the aid of the Giants. Get help from. Get help from the Giants. Okay. Roland leaves the hotel, and everyone else gathers in the courtyard. Hubert speaks to the crowd, and they all make their battle plans. Okay. Okay, so this is 15 and 16. Select all. Copy. And we're going to go here, and I'm just going to go ahead and paste it. I forgot. I have to actually manually put in the spaces here. So go back to the Belfry. Okay, so here we're gonna have to shift enter. Then count hides in her handbag. Shift enter. Then gets in the fairy god college with the password. Shift enter. Right. Okay. Enter. Shift enter. We'll just do that on purpose. Here, let's also do this. And right, and then the cat makes it back to Hubert and John. And then what's the last one? They then leave to go back to the Count's Hotel. Back at the vats, the Count looking at where she's pointing. She's a real vampire princess. How about that? Okay. Each beat divided by a space. Empty line. Okay, let's see what it says here. Thanks for sharing the consolidated versions. Temporary trap. Pacing works well. Beats 4. Lands a clean hit cliffhanger without feeling rushed. Also slightly good though, slightly front heavy. Follows girl, witnesses book trap, reports back. Team returns. He reports entry. Freeze go back to hotel. Rescues John. Library reunions. Count meets vampire princess. Roland's update. Giants help. Uh, Courtyard gathering. Here's battle briefing. Beat 3 is the densest. Multiple rescues plus reunion. Vampire payoff. Still reads fine as one beat, but if it ever feels longer than the narrative path, you can split the vampire reveal into the start of beat 4. Not necessary. Here, let me look. Let me look. Let me actually look at the thing, because I might do that. That's fine. I mean, could you do that, though? Does that mean that the last two lines... In the last two lines of beat 3 should actually be the start of beat 4. Okay, let me... I mean, I can do that. That's not really a problem. Beat 3, okay. Yeah, the count then comes to Karen and asks if she can help him. She points the count, looking at where she's pointing meets beat 4. Like they belong at the start of beat 4 rather than beat 3, it feels off. Beat 3 is currently doing a lot. John entering the book, Williams, and the live you meet up. Vampire Princess Payoff is a nice character button for the count, but it's also a distinct reunion reward moment that shifts focus away from the rescue action. Starting beat 4 with the library return, reunions plus counts make is a beat for a cleaner emotional for Roland's update in the battle briefing. So okay. Okay, let me do something just a sec. I'm just gonna do it. I'm not gonna do like it's suggestion, but I am gonna use it suggestion for as far as the beat goes though, because that's kind of okay. Let's write this differently slightly. The count goes to Karen and asks I was gonna say for her end of the bargain, but she'll help him out. And she points to a beautiful woman. And actually, she's gonna look like a vampire too. So, I mean, they still have the look, even if they're not. Okay. They count following finger. Several princess and introduces himself. Okay, we'll just do it like that. I know it's not really that big of a change exactly, it's just a change in wording, but it makes it slightly shorter, and that kind of works. and leaves. I'm gonna say and leaves. I mean, it's not strictly necessary that there's few lines, but I just figured I want to combine some of them. Um, every invert everyone courtyard. Rolling Hubert gets everyone together in the courtyard, and they make their battle plans. Do it like that. It does make these lines kind of extra long in a sense. They instruct Sir William and his men to go. Let's see if I can reword this. They tell Sir William and his men um, get the rest of the Asian princesses open the books and retrieve the rest of the vacation princesses. That now they all go back into Hubert, Princess, John. Roland's not with him. And Sir William go back into the lobby. They all meet back in the lobby. That's interesting. John, Sir William, and Karen go back. No, it's not a real problem here, but I'm thinking the logistics. John and Sir William go back to the lobby. I don't know if that really flows that well, but I don't know if it's actually better. Okay. I'm not trying to add any kind of flourish to the text, but I'm trying to keep things short. I'm trying to keep them at events level and all that. Cat spots the girl, follows her in the library, sees the book trap, reports back to Hubert and John. Hubert and John and the cat return to Fairy God College full magic. They force entry, free the vacation fairy godmothers, retrieve the books, and head back to the hotel. Back to the bats, John frees Karen for the books. Sir William and his men retrieve the rest of the vacation princesses. Sir John and Sir William return to the library. The cat asks Karen for his help. She points and he meets the real vampire princess. Roland tells Hubert he and his dad will get help from the giants and leaves. Hubert gathers everyone in the courtyard and they make their battle plans. Quick notes. Now focus purely on the rescues and returning to the library feels tight. Beat 4 starts cleaning with the cat payoff. It rolls naturally into Roland's update and the final briefing. Good emotional contrast, pacing across. Okay. Nothing is ready for the narrative pass just yet. In fact, it won't be for a little while now. I need to finish these 2 chapters and also the last 2, 17 and 18. When everything is done, I check it out. I put it up somewhere. Then I will turn my attention to the narrative paths. Well, so I'll copy. So this is 15 and 16 again. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do something different here. I'm gonna put a asterisk wherever there's just a space. Okay, and then we'll do that down here too. Actually, I might do them in all spaces. Hold on a sec. The real reason I'm doing this is so that I don't have to keep on putting the spaces. Okay, and then we're gonna do that is Twitch. Wait, what? That's not Twitch. Oh, weird. Okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay. Oh, it's just about. All right. Copy. Only this time I separated each beat a few other lines with an asterisk to denote new line, new blank, or empty line. Colon, hit enter, go V. I'm doing an asterisk just for this so that when it pastes it in, it doesn't paste with an empty line here. Separation works cleanly. Beat 1 restoration of Sir William. Beat 2. This is fine as far as wording. Next, we'll determine decision point locations and how to but my time is up this session. I need to break and I'll be back in an hour. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I already said thank you, so I don't need to do it again. But I do need to say thank you. Thank you for watching part 1. And I'll be back in an hour, and we'll pick up where we left off, and hopefully we can find some decision point locations. Thanks. Thank you for watching part 1.